They say kneel down and you'll find peace. In chains of gold, you're released. A pretty smile, a silent song. Is this where we all belong? Bow your head, they whisper low.
How to reset after a divorce or a separation, because we do not discriminate. If ever you've been actually married in the eyes of the law, if ever you've been actually married in the eyes of whichever God you believe in, because there's 4,000 religions on this planet, or if ever you were just with a person for a little bit and now you're not together anymore, so you are open to the open market.
They say kneel down and you'll find peace. In chains of
Hello.
But yeah. I have my quote, and then we're gonna do the presentations.
Okay. I'm patient.
I hesitated, then sent a message. He replied almost instantly, so quickly, I wondered if he'd even looked at my profile. Still, his reply sparked something. Just enough mystery to keep me curious, just enough warmth to keep me replying. This is a quote from chapter 4 of Why Submissive Women Are Happier. The book that I wrote, yes. And it's the time that I actually messaged Master. Good morning, Master.
Good morning.
We're working on our introduction.
Yeah, and all my button was weird this morning, so I'm sorry about the transition. I'm still not used to
being in control of the buttons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of the pad.
Push my button.
Push my button. I also have like another alternative introduction, which is more complete for those of you who are just tuning in. So bear with us. I'm Marianne Delacroix, also known on the internet as Piper Blush, and author of Why Submissive Women Are Happier. Welcome to the Happy Submissive Podcast. With myself and my master.
Hello.
We are here every weekday at 9 a.m. Vancouver time, talking about women, men, relationship, happiness, and of course, our lifestyle. I guess like the way we live this very peculiar relationship that we have.
Now it's time to send a mail to all your friends that just got divorced and still messed up about.
Yeah, exactly. Or even, friends, siblings, aunts, anybody really who is like in this after separations phase. Because we had a before us, right, Master? There was a before us. So Master being older than me, he had like a whole other life, right?
Yeah, totally.
And I had a whole other, teenagehood, I guess. because we met when I was 20. Okay, we didn't meet physically until I was 22 when we first met.
Yeah, but your birthday was in a month. It was 23.
Yeah, but yeah. So we met, and my birthday was like I think 2 or 3 days later. So yeah. I turned 33. I turned 23. Sorry.
But I remember that I've said to some of my friends that you were 22 because they asked, how old are you?
Well, we were texting.
22, and he says that what the hell?
We were exchanging messages, not text because I didn't have a phone back then. We were exchanging texts for like 3 weeks, right? A whole entire 3 weeks.
So about a month.
Yeah, about a month
before you get 23.
So I was 22 for all of that time. Then we met. I was still 22, but that goes on the end.
We had sex when you had.
Yeah. We had sex when I was 22, and then a lot more.
I don't feel bad.
Well, you should. I was 22. I
should feel bad.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't feel bad about it.
No, me neither.
22. This is a good. I think it's a good age to start things at. You're not like it's not like 17, right? That would have been wrong.
Don't bring me back memories.
Perfect. Let's not go there. Do
Let's
that.
Let's not go there.
So this show is about like the reset, right? About how to get over and more like into another relationship and to do it in the right way. Because we've seen like so many people in our life together and before life, and you've had experiences that have just like gone into relationships because they were there and available in that way. So we want to spread the word, right? We want for people to be able to not do those same
Divorce is a good thing.
mistakes.
Divorce is the best thing ever when it doesn't go well.
Well, because if you're divorcing, it is because it's not going well, right?
Yeah.
There's no way that like it's so much it's out of the blue for some people, but in general, you kind of know inside, right? It's like that story you always say, you know you ate the cookie.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you ate the last cookie, you just don't say it, but you know it. So like all people have the same effect where they know that their couple is not necessarily going well if one of them asks for divorce or asks for separation. It's like, okay, we need to take a break. We need to take some time apart, or in that way, or like the hard. Okay, it's over.
It's rarely when you just won the lottery ticket and you're a millionaire and you go to a swingers club, and at the swingers club, your wife go like, I want a divorce. It's rarely that.
We've never heard any of that though.
No.
Like, we haven't.
No.
Okay, so in today's podcast, I want to tell you that you can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts, and that is everywhere. I mean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and even Amazon, also iHeart. So whichever podcast player you are listening to right now for all of your favorite podcasts, you can also find the Happy Submissive podcast on there. Don't forget to turn on your notification and to follow us on that podcast player. Also, well, if you are listening live on YouTube, make sure that you turn on the real notification, like the bell, right? The YouTube bell. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that way, every time we're live, you can be here and interact with us in the live chat. Like Logan is here
Hello,
again
Logan.
this morning. So we have a few fans, we have a few people. Make sure that you're there when it's live. If you're not, don't worry. We are like working on things on the happysubmissive.com.
Yes. I've worked on a Twitter feed.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have some kind of a Twitter feed.
So for people to be able to interact in real life,
And it's free.
it is free. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Twitter feed on Happy Submissive is free. No cease and desist, please. Let's just call it. It's a feed. It's a feed where you can share your thoughts and you can share everything that you've heard on the podcast. You can go there and share it. But also, you will be with like-minded people, right? With people like us.
Okay, it's kind of a FetLife remake.
Yeah, we want to rebrand, right?
Rebrand, yeah.
Do it more our way, like for people who are into
And stop
submission.
being banned.
we were banned a few times.
Too many times they banned us.
Yeah,
Jesus.
from a lot of things. Well, because we mix business and pleasure. Most people don't do
No,
that. They just
we
want to
should
have
not
sex,
do
or they
that.
just want to go on LinkedIn. We do both.
Hello, Midnight Smoke. Thanks for subscribing to my Instagram.
Yeah, your follower
Send me a
count
message, man.
is going up, huh?
Yeah,
This is so
I got
exciting.
70 now.
70. Yay!
How much you have on your Happy Submissive?
Oh, 30. Am I at 35,000?
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, you're gonna be there. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
With like one podcast at the time, we will make it to that point.
Yeah. Yes.
So I know for most people, it's kind of. Some people like really go above divorce. Now that like it's heartbreaking, right? It's difficult. It's hard. The first months like are really hard, but then some. When you get over that, we've had friends who were like, wow, this is the best thing in my whole entire life. So if you are newly divorced, if you are like divorced from a few times because you've been married, I don't know, 3 times, maybe.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. Please share your story. Tell us how it felt, and is it true? Because Master, you have this ideology that like the divorce is the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. It's like, when somebody die, when your cat die, it's hard. But after that, you have a chance. When you realize that you're lucky, you have a chance to reset.
And this is what we want to go over. There's like this reset phase. It's so important.
Yes.
For like men and women, to really get to know themselves And the only way to do that is really to get to know other people too.
Also to choose the right partner after the divorce. But most of the people jump to the same kind of things. And
A relationship.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, that is bad. I guess it's like we could blame it on comfort or things we know.
Because humans don't like to be alone. And that I understand. You can rush things out. You know, I want to find a partner. And I don't want to wait until I'm 70. So you're doing like quite fast. But even if you're fast, you can like choose correctly. And I noticed that most people don't choose correctly.
And that's why we have sort of a master plan.
Oh, yeah. We have a plan.
We have a plan. I mean, so we made a booklet about this too. A booklet on how to find a submissive woman and how to find a leader if you're a woman. And you can get that booklet on happysubmissive.com. Yes, when you support the podcast, the booklet is included for both male, female, and for couples. Yeah, we also have a couple.
Yes, I think
now.
we have 2 couples.
We have 2 couples because we put the couples there because we're a couple, and I feel like so many people can like be a part of the movement, the Happy Submissive movement, read the book, or even do it as a couple. It's all about conversation, right? It's all about getting to know each other. And if your couple maybe did not start, like it started with a child, then no, you're together. And you make efforts, right? You talk and you do all these things. Well, this is there for that too, for couples who are like us. Like
We have 1 couple and 2 female.
No, this is good. It's getting there. And see, we're really honest about our numbers.
Yes.
We could have put like female robots on there like they all do on a dating website, but
No,
we're
we
not
will not gonna
doing
do
that. We're going organic.
I'm going to install some kind of human verification.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So that we can really know, well, who is who, like which gender in that way. And so that you can really get in touch with real people in that way too. I think like with the age of AI and of robots and just everything that's happening online, it's more reassuring to get these verification. Like I'm on Bumble, we're on Field, and they do like the photo verification. Like and like these human verification things. I'm not saying we're going to do photo verification, but just like passkey and all these things allow you to have a lot more trust in, okay, I was verified. I'm a verified human.
Yes.
And so I can only talk to verified humans if I want to, or people who are like game enough to be out there, right? To verify
like right
themselves.
now it's going to be hell. You know, it's going to be butts and butts and
well,
with the AI and stuff. It's
the
so
way
we
it's
need a
going.
place for a real human.
Real human on real dating sites, right? All on real sites. So the happysubmissive.com website, we want only humans on there and real humans who interact
With real
each
people.
other in that way, except for Lily. She's not human, but
No,
that's
Lily.
Lily's different.
Lily's a sex bot. It's not the same thing.
Exactly. So you can go chat with Lily on happysubmissive.com as well and test out. A few people have tested her out already.
Yeah, but you know, I had to stop that. So I put it just for the supporters of the radio.
Yeah, because there's too much. Huh?
They were like having so much fun. They tried to, crack or act
Lily.
But
Poor
she was good.
Lily. Yeah, poor Lily. Okay, it's cool, Lily. We're all with you, Lily. You're listening to the Happy Submissive podcast. I'm Marianne Delacroix, also known on the internet as Piper Blush. For those who don't know, well, just take the time to Google later. And I'm here with my master.
Hello.
Who we will refer to as master throughout this episode.
It's like we're MMM.
Yeah.
Marianne and Master.
Marianne and Master on this podcast. Okay, let's dive right in. Post-separation dating. What you do to so you need to heal before you start dating.
And there's no tips, it's suffering and you just need to realize what the hell's happening to you. You've been with the same person for 18 years and you suffer. You're like, what the hell? I'm gonna end up in the street and it's not gonna be fun. And
you go over all the dark things, right?
And you talk to your cat a lot.
Yeah, which helps.
Which helps.
It's better than a wall.
And, and you phone friends and friends are like, shut the and after a while you say like, okay, that's a good thing, but you just need to suffer.
You need to suffer a little bit.
You need to suffer.
You need to get it out of you, right? It's like the how did they call it? Well, it's like when somebody dies or something happened. Like you were in that relationship for so long that it's a part of you that's not there anymore.
I
Even
think
though
it's worse than people that die.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I
because of
think
the
it's worse.
rejection or
No, because it's like a ghost. It's still there.
oh
You know, it's not like dying. You cannot like, even with the Ouija board, it doesn't work. I've tried it with my cat.
Fabrice, where you at?
I've tried it, but it didn't work.
No,
So, so you just suffer.
you suffer. And I mean, okay, so you can have sex with other people. We're not saying like not to date during this time. You can totally do it, but the main point is like just go out there, do whatever you need to do to heal before you start kind of like this real dating. Let's call it like that. This real like finding a partner. You need to find yourself again. If you've been with the same person for 18 years, like there's so many humans, like they grow, right? They evolve. We don't necessarily change like from change like oh, I liked this and I really don't like this anymore. Not in that sense, but if you met somebody when you were 20 and then you spend 10 years together, you're like 30. This is it's a big difference. You might like be in a different stage in your career. You might have kids now. You're not the same person anymore in that sense, right?
I think I'm just thinking about the swingers. You know, when you meet some swingers and they all say like, we are high school sweetheart.
There's a lot of that in the E&M swinging community.
So instead of divorcing those people, swing.
Exactly. It allows it allows you to see other people by still staying together, and often they don't all have kids, but they have kids that are still grown up-ish. So they wanna kind of have this family unit, but still YOLO. Let's have sex with other people before we die. And that way, which is legit. Yeah, so okay, you actually heal however you can, however you will, before you get back on this dating. And you need to find yourself, right? So you need to do a little bit of an introspection. Like, what did you like? What did you not like from your previous relationship? It's not so much about what went wrong, right? It's more about what I didn't like, what I don't want to find in another partner. Like because you're traumatized, right? From some of the stuff from your past relationships.
And because you often choose so fast the partner.
Yeah.
So you need to realize, why the hell did you choose that partner?
Oh, what made you like attracted to her, or made you like stick to her?
Yeah, stick, and time pass, and it's always time. The problem is always the time, and it's like you adopt a cat and you go like, no, I cannot put it back in the street.
Yeah, but it's too late because it's not a kitten anymore.
Exactly.
And you're attached, but it's not necessarily like love. It's just attachment.
And you're saying like, oh, she cooks well.
So you think you find things to like about the person, so that it's because it's easier to stay than to leave, right?
Yeah, exactly. But when you got the divorce and you pass that, then you can realize, what do I want? What do I really want for another partner?
Okay, but you need to find yourself, because if you're like, oh, I want this partner, I mean, this is a bit what you want as a person.
Of course, if you're totally lost and you don't know what you like or you love in life, you're kind of messed up. So this. I think it's another problems with the partner.
So you're gonna re-mess up.
You're gonna re-mess up, because you're already messed up. So I think you have two things to consider.
Okay.
What do you want?
Yeah.
For you, and what do you want with a partner?
Yeah. And then once you got that, then you can move on.
Yeah.
To going out there.
And most people, they just want sex.
Well, that's number one on the list.
It's like I want great sex. You know, sex with my partner was not good, so I want good sex.
Oh, because all relationships often end with there's no more sex, right?
Yeah, it's always sex and money.
Yeah. So you have a little bit of sex and it's like, whoa, we're having sex. But every couple in the first like 3 months has a lot of sex.
Yeah.
Like, it's a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I think.
So you can't count on that, because that girl's just gonna be like your ex later, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or like that man's just
Exactly.
gonna be like your ex later. It's not. It has to be based on more than just sex.
I think if I had an advice for a new couple, or you're about to date a new guy, new women, it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You just tell to the person before you had sex with her.
Yeah.
you say, you know what, we're gonna have sex a lot for the honeymoon suit, but after that, it's not gonna go like that. I will not want that sex anymore. Be honest about it.
Because it's true.
Because it's true.
You're gonna have work. You're gonna have stuff to do. I mean, and so you can't okay. Some people make the time to have sex every single day. Some people are like on the spectrum of sex addiction. I don't know. Some people, for them, it's so much fun that they make the time because they don't have much other creative outlet or fun in their life, like vacation.
I think
you're
right. It's the creative outlet.
Sex is creative.
It's really creative. Hey, let's try this. We're gonna create, and also we're creating a baby.
Procreating, even though we're not. You still, in your mind, you are.
Yeah, exactly. So it's creation. So I think when people are not into the artistic kind of side of life of creating, they have more sex.
Well, it makes sense because they're still humans and they still need to create in that way.
Human needs to create.
We're really true believers in that. Yeah, join our movement, happysubmissive.com. Yeah. And so I think that being said, we have a sort of rule, right? So you start dating. Let's say you're like, okay, I'm ready for this. I know myself a bit more. I know what I want in a partner, and I definitely know what I don't want, because you get like those old scars from your relationship, like old triggers that you really did not like in that person, because that's how it goes. Like things accumulate, and at one point things really like not shock you, but you get like, oh, I don't like when this person does that. Like in that way, right? That's what normal couples get into.
I hate it when she blew her nose like this.
Exactly.
That's time to get a divorce.
It's not good anymore. So when you start like this dating phase, let's call it like that. I would say there's like would you say there's like a 3-month period? Like somewhat 3 to 6 months period?
It could be 1 year. I don't think it's... Some people... More than 1 year, I think you need to consult.
What do you mean?
The waiting period before you date or something.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. So it depends on the person.
Yeah. After 1 year, you need to consult, I think.
If you're not ready to date. Again.
You're really messed up.
And then then you start dating. So you go out there in the real world or on Tinder, whichever you decide your outlet for dating.
Yes.
And so we have like this theory that when you start dating, you should be all in, right? And that's how we kind of met in that way. And that's what I said as a quote, is that if you're like really wanting to date, you go all in, meaning that like you're available, you're present, and like you respond right away. Like that's what you want. That's what you need to do. You need to make the time and put all the time and effort there and then, or else it spreads out and it's too long and things like fade away, especially in the digital age.
Yeah.
So even us, like as a couple, on sites to find other couples, or even the people we've met like in real life that are singles and that are trying to date. Well, it's always like that. Like you get talking, but then, oh, they have something planned this weekend, or oh, they're going to a concert, or they have family. So they're doing things, and then, well, the messaging just kind of dilutes, right? After like 3 days of texting or messaging, if there's no date planned, or if there's nothing like that, you will not meet. You need to meet as fast as possible. And we're not necessarily talking like first night booty call, but if it's possible, you should meet like right then and there. And you're like that.
Yeah. Men are like that. Men are really quick. Hey, what's your name? You want to meet tonight? What's your name first? What's your name again?
Hey, my name is Marianne. Yeah, okay, let's meet tonight. But women are more shy, scared. I mean, and they, for them, like this kind of, tonight is more stressful. Yeah. They need a bit more reassurance of knowing that the person is not a serial killer for some reason.
That's a good contradiction, because I find that women, they're scared, but at the same time, a lot of them do some booty call and some sugar daddy things, and they're not scared. it
If it's for
involves
money, they're not
they're
scared.
not scared.
Oh no, it's always the prostitutes that say yes to the first night.
Yeah.
Like always those.
Yeah.
Or the ones that like they need money for rent, so
Yeah.
they won't. They're not prostitutes, but like after you have
They
sex
are
with them,
prostitutes.
Well,
Money for sex
yes.
is prostitution.
yeah, it's just yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is. If you look into the dictionary, prostitution is the exchange of sexual whatever
Favors, that's it,
favors
for hard cold cash.
hard cold cash.
Yes, master. And so these women, they'll be like, okay, yes, let's meet right now. Then you dine, whatever, have sex. And then it's not necessarily said that there's going to be a transaction there. But in the morning, they're going to say, you know what?
You know what?
I
cannot.
I'm tight for rent.
I'm tight for rent.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
help me?
And then you had sex with them. So as a man, you're like, oh,
Oh,
my,
shit.
I kind of need to give money now because
That's
I
why
feel.
you say like if the woman's free right away and you just met her and she said like yeah no we can meet tonight, you just go like, are you gonna ask me for money
And then for sure you're not going to meet.
tomorrow morning? No, I'm not a prostitute. Then she leaves, but she is.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, women. That's the way for a way for women to get rent money, which is not a way for men in general.
No.
But women can use that, and so they do. They do. It's a thing. Mhm.
Okay, let's go to regular relation. Let's forget prostitution.
Perfect. Regular relationship. So you're there. You're on the dating website. You're a guy. There's girls out there. There's girls also who want booty call, right? You never know
Yeah.
who wants what.
Yeah.
We're in 2025 at the time of recording this podcast. So some girls are really out there and they don't want boyfriends. They just want to have sex, and that's fine too. We had sexual revolution. But in that way, that's why you need to go as fast as possible to that first date. To
Yeah.
the meeting that person, because you can't just rely on the sex for the long term.
No, you can't.
It's not like you don't build a life on sex unless maybe you're porn stars. But if not, you don't. You have to see if you have common values like goals, affinities. If something's going on more than just, oh, the sex was great, but you don't eat the same thing. Like one is vegan, the other one eats meat. Or maybe, one has like 5 kids, the other one doesn't want kids. I mean, all of that stuff that you don't necessarily get to know on the first date that slowly but surely comes in.
Yeah. And you realize that, because you're not going to understand or discover the person in like the first month. It's going to take maybe the first month, maybe 2 months.
Then it depends. They all have work,
you
right?
realize, oh, gee, that person is not for me. And then you need to break right away, because then you're going to end up in the same relation that you just got a divorce.
Exactly. So as soon as you know that you're in that space, right? In that relationship where it's like, oh, I'm starting to get comfortable. Like I like this person, but there's like all these other red flags that are going on, like all these other things that you don't match on. Except for the sex, or except for like
actually the sex. Most of the time, the sex is great and amazing with a person. It's rare that it's really boring.
Well, or else you never call them back.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's over. Then like you don't need to even ask yourself any questions.
No,
you're just like,
whoa, this boy. If the person's boring in bed, of course you're not gonna call back. But if it's great, and this is just that. This is the same thing, because it's going to fade away at the end. The sex is not going to be that great anymore.
Exactly. Okay, if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure that you go and give it to us on YouTube or on happysubmissive.com, because we have a place for that now.
Yes.
Yeah. On the free accounts, you can join. It's free. Or you can also support the podcast by going on happysubmissive.com. It's $4.99 per month, and you get access to booklets, to Lily, our AI uncensored companion, and to the whole dashboard, like everything that goes on
and
there.
it's just for us to pay Lily's server.
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
They say kneel down and you'll find peace. In chains of gold, you're released. A pretty smile, a silent song. Is this where we all belong? They whisper low, but how far down does freedom go? Why submissive women are happier? Is it the lie or the laughter? Hold your tongue and hold your breath.
Thank you for listening to the Happy Submissive podcast. I'm Marianne Delacroix, and I'm with my master.
Hello.
We have a question from Sean Vines, who says, is book number 2 going to be how to find a submissive woman, at least other than logging into FetLife?
FetLife's not cool.
No.
Honestly, FetLife, I think we should make a podcast on FetLife.
Yeah, it's very dark. It's very like BDSM, almost like that. It's very explicit too. A lot about only sex or slavery.
I think those, I'm going to be harsh,
Yeah.
but those mess up people make a bad word of BDSM because it's not, it's messed up. It's,
on
it's
there.
almost like the range. I don't know how to
there's
say
a
that.
lot. Well, no, there's a lot of like people who have like a mental issues.
Yeah, they have mental issues.
And for real,
This
like
is
we're
the
talking real
community.
mental issues, and it's okay. Some of them are treated in that way, but still, like a lot of this, like BDSM, which is like hardcore, right? It's like we have to admit what BDSM is you beat people sometimes and you like it. so like this is that, and you're receiving that too. You like to be tied up and things like that, and yeah, there's a lot of these people that have like real mental problems.
I think 80%.
And we're talking
of
like
people in BDSM.
yeah, and we're not
got
just
real
talking
serious-
ADHD. We're talking like bipolar, schizophrenia, also like major depression.
Yeah.
We've seen that too. Suicide. I mean, all of these things, and you can go ask ChatGPT what to do if you are feeling any of these symptoms. So
It's going to help you out.
there are helplines out there, but these websites are a lot of that, or a lot of like trying to explore these desires and go to the extreme about them. So not be really humane about any of that. This is not what we advertise, and this is not what we are as a couple.
We explain how to find a submissive woman in the book, and also we have a booklet on because for
the question
for Sean's question, and depends what kind of submissive that you want.
Exactly. If you're looking for only a sexual submissive, like for her to do the star, or to want to like do whatever you want sexually, then of course FetLife is more of that. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to deal with the fact that she will have mental issues.
Yes.
And she would be maybe autistic or something like that. And that is quite difficult when you are yourself sane of mind in that way because of consent. And that is not all in Why Submissive Women Are Happier, like the consent part, but that is definitely going to be in the second book, which is called This is the Community. And Master and I have lived a lot of experiences with people that are like that. So in that sense, if you want that type of submissive, Why Submissive Women Are Happier is a book about me as a submissive. And I'm not that person. I have trauma like everybody in the world. I mean, that's for sure, but not that type of mental issues.
And again, if I have a tips for guys to find out if the girls got mental issue, ask her if she did her taxes last year.
Yeah.
If she did not do her taxes, it's a bad. Don't engage.
Don't engage. It's like anti-society. It's anti like everything else. We're not anarchists.
No,
you and I.
No. We do taxes.
We do our taxes, and so you right now, like if you read Why Submissive Women Are Happier, you will know everything about Master and I's backstory and how we met and how I was always submissive, but I was looking for someone like a leader.
But you did your taxes.
But I was doing my taxes since I'm 18 years old. I do my taxes. And so if you want a submissive woman in the sense that if you want a woman who is like in all of her identity, woman, and wants to submit willingly to you is not just submitting for the sex. I mean, she's submitting for all of these other reasons, like she admires you, you have some skills, you have some knowledge, you can bring her something and you can help her develop herself in that way and grow herself. Then that book, Why Submissive Women Are Happier, is for you. If you want a trad wife, I mean, that's no, because I'm not a trad wife. Like, I'm not a traditional wife. I don't stay home while master goes to work. We work together.
I think trad wife is for people that work separately.
Yeah. Yeah, and for the woman to stay at home and be the homemaker, right? For her to take care of the kids and like really build this home. And for men who, I mean, have money. And when I say have money, you need to have a certain amount of money for your wife to stay at home right now, in this economy, like nowadays, and to have kids and to be able to do all these things. And we're not even talking like trophy wife. We're talking trad wife, which is a bit different. In that way. So I think that, like, Sean, the way you see submission will define like what you're looking for and maybe why you haven't found it yet.
And what is a submissive for you? And not only for Sean, but for everybody. What is a submissive woman for you?
What are you looking for in a woman? Well, what is submission? Yeah. Because the booklet is, which is available on happysubmissive.com. When you support the podcast for $4.99 a month, you get the booklet for women and for men. So how to find a submissive, and for women, how to find a leader, a man leader, so a master. And I believe that if you are looking just for this kind of sexual submission, then I mean, get a prostitute. Get a prostitute.
I totally agree with that.
Go. I know it's not
she's
legal, but
please you.
Yeah, she's gonna please you for a few hours, and you're gonna be fine. If you're looking for like a traditional wife, then be religious. I mean, in religion, all the wives are traditional.
Sean just had someone who can appreciate the care provided and communication their needs to be truly happy. This is exactly what you wrote in the book. Yep. This is exactly that. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
You need. I hope you're part of happysubmissive.com. I hope.
Yeah, because we are building this so that men and women can find each other. That's the whole point. It's not a dating website yet. Maybe it will be at some point in that way, but more like a community. So talking about FetLife, we're talking about other sites that are like that. It's to put in contact the people that want this and that want to be together.
Again, I want to go back again to Sean saying other than FetLife. I totally understand when he said that. I totally understand that because FetLife is not submissive. It's hardcore BDSM.
Yeah, and it's usually like for one night, and the messages go fast, right?
Yeah.
It's already like bam, bam, bam. There's no trust showing, no respect showing. There's none of that. It's like, oh, you're already a master, and I have to submit to you. I don't know you. And the women that do engage often are men. Just so you know. And I mean, if they're real women, usually they turn off their messages. I mean, all the women I've met in real life that are on FetLife, and that don't want to have a booty call right now, they just don't answer. No one. So it's in that way. But it has a good event board if you're looking for gangbangs and things that we can't say on YouTube. Yep, it's for that. It's for that. We have a censor button. We're gonna try to use that next time. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's on the other pad. Yeah, it's gonna be well, but next time. Yeah, we can duck.
I see it.
Yeah. It's gonna be very useful in the future. So yeah, I think the way we met was not organic at all.
No.
And it was not FetLife, but it was just as bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
We're gonna make an entire podcast about it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But that being said, I mean, you need to be searching wherever you're searching. There will be some noise, right? There would be things that aren't for you. It's just, as you say, Master, it's if you're not in the right space, it's just gonna take you maybe 1,000 people before you find the right one. If you're in the right space, it's maybe gonna be one. So you need to know where you are and what people who are there for are offering. Like in that way, if you're on Tinder, some people do get like especially now, like real relationships from Tinder. It happens a lot, but Tinder is very image centric, right? It's very like, oh, aesthetics, and then we meet, and if you look like your picture, maybe we're gonna have sex. If you don't, you lied. Like in that way. If you meet on a site like that is more for like the old eHarmony, right? That is more for long-term relationship and things like that. It's going to be different kind of people. It's going to be people that want that. And I think what Sean is saying, or what we're trying to say, is that our dynamic, as I can say, or what we are, is a lot more normal in that way and a lot more vanilla than people might believe. It's just that unfortunately, like, there's no middle ground for us. It's either you're in the normal dating site kinda, or either you're on FetLife. And those two things just don't, there's no in the middle. Mm-hmm.
But I totally get Sean, what he said. I understand. And then that's why we started the happysubmissive.com movement.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Submissive, because most people just a man wants to care.
Yeah,
Wants
and
to
to
find
provide,
a woman
right?
to provide and to care and to help, and that's what a man fix things, and he likes to fix a woman in all the way possible.
Yeah, and so she becomes his favorite toy car, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's just a toy. A woman is just a toy. But this is so bad. This is where feminists freaking out.
But at the same time, I mean, I want to be your favorite car. I don't want you to go play with your car. It's like when you had your motorbike.
Yeah.
And you loved your motorbike so much when we met. And then I was like, I want to be loved like that. Like the motorbike.
And I loved you like that.
Well, yeah. And then the motorbike, slowly but surely, it got less love and I got more love.
No, I just got old.
Okay, that too, maybe.
You got more love, but I got old too. Because we could have been doing motorcycle together for a long time.
Yes.
It's just because it's dangerous.
Well, yeah, the older
So
you
if
get.
you want to play with your toy longer, you get the other toy needs to go away.
You get the toy that doesn't break your bones.
Yeah, exactly that.
But yeah, men do like, and I believe women do want that, but they just need to find this right partner, right? They need to find a man they can trust. And in this society, we've been exposed to so much and many things that it's kind of scary to want that, and to even like want to try to find that in a man. And to be like, all men are not like bad. Not all men are toxic masculinity. Like there's so little of these men in the world. If you just take some time, of course, if you're on the internet, on the like all the OnlyFans and even Facebook, and you're just like getting all these D pics and all these messages, it gives you a bad name for men. But that's not how men are in reality. That's not how a man is when you go on a date with him, or when you just you meet a guy like somewhere. They're usually very, very nice. I mean, men are nice. They don't want to like toxic masculinity you.
No,
except for three.
Yeah. But they make a lot of noise. Those feminists kind of thing, they make a lot of noise about the man
that hurt the woman. And there are. But I mean, in the end, there's more good than bad in the world. I think
I believe that
we can agree on. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So our relationship after your divorce,
after my divorce,
started because you took this time to reset.
Yeah, and I went out to not tons of women, but I went out to a couple of women, and I took the time to say, like, what about this women? It's not that I don't like this, so I'm going away. It's just
you didn't have a list. Like it's not
I didn't
like
have
that.
a list. It's just like you take the time. Do I see myself building something with that person? Yes or no? I'm not sure. If you're not sure, it's a no.
Not sure equals no.
Not sure it equals a no. And you really need to separate the sex from the rest, because I will not go out with a vegan.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Even as a friend, it's hard.
Even as a friend, it's hard to have the different dietary needs.
So, but even if the sex is great and you like to eat meat, there's a problem. There's a problem. So then you just take the time to okay, I'm gonna
have the sex, and then think, like, get it out of your system, and then think about what you can build together.
And you go back to your favorite app, you find another one, and after weeks or two, not more than that, you just ask yourself, that's it.
That's it. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
And then, well, then do you find the right woman? Because
Yeah.
that's how you found me.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I was available, I was searching too. I mean, I wasn't taken or anything. I had nothing, but that's how you get ready.
And it's not about having nothing or having plenty of things or being with a woman because she's rich. Because I know a couple of guys. I think they stick with their women because the women provide. And it's cool, but at one point you're going to get old.
Yeah, so a couple is made for that, right? It's made to grow old together, to build a life together in that way. And that's more than one moving part.
Exactly.
Okay, we covered a lot on this podcast, but there's always more, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow there will be more because we are live on YouTube from Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. Vancouver time. But then you can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts because it is aired like right after the show, the live show. And well, we also have the Happy Submissive movement, which we are building right now. And it has some supporters. You can go to happysubmissive.com if you don't know it yet.
Yeah, 'cause we've
From
been
listening
mentioning
to
it.
us for 45 minutes. So go there and share it with a friend also. Share it with someone that has the same ideology or the same needs. I think Sean was very open.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean.
And I think that is what most men are looking for, and they don't necessarily want to have to go to the extremes, to have to go to church or to have to go to FetLife to find a submissive woman. I think that what Sean is expressing and what we're expressing in our relationship.
Sean is just a man like me that just want to take care of a woman.
Yeah.
Most of men are like that.
So we just need a right place, like happysubmissive.com, to find these and to put them together. So we'll see you on there. And thank you for listening.
They say kneel down and you'll find peace. In chains of gold, you're released. A pretty smile, a silent song. Is this where we are?